perfectly honest, I don't think I've ever had a challenging moment doing this job for 19 years. Oh, just hit the button.
Of course I will. Going to hit now.
So my real name is Stephan, but in Radio Lollipop land and around the wards in the hospital, I get called DJ Wheels. And you can recognise me because I've got 2 number plates on, one on the front and one on the back. I was a patient in and out of hospital fairly frequently, loads of different operations and things like that on different parts of my body, because I suffer from cerebral palsy and obviously I use a wheelchair. And over the years, I got to know Radio Lollipop as a patient. So from around about the age of 9, I used to come down on a Wednesday and help out our DJ, just helping in the studio, doing wee bits here, wee bits there. And then to volunteer officially, you have to be 18. So as soon as my 18th birthday came around, I went online, filled in the application form, done my interview, got my disclosure and all that jazz, and the rest is history. I'm still here today.
I've known Stephan for over 20 years and just absolutely amazing. It's quite a long time, because when I first started as a volunteer, he was actually a patient in the hospital. So I remember going to meet him in the hospital, in the wards, and he would come down to visit at the studio. And at the time, even though he was wasn't the age to come as a volunteer, he was part of the show. He'd come down every Wednesday and be part of the team. You could see then that he was like, wow, this guy is. And then a couple of years later, 2 or 3 years later, he was a volunteer, and we both ended up doing the same night together, the Wacky Wednesday team.
I just genuinely enjoy working for the charity though. I don't see it as a task or a chore. I really enjoy it because I come in both days that we broadcast, a Monday and a Wednesday. And of course, coming in both days, you get to know the children, you get to know their families, you can have camaraderie and banter with the parents as well as the children.
Well, I think Steph, having spent quite a lot of time in this hospital himself, and he continues to be treated here by this hospital, he knows what it feels like to be in a room on his own for hours and hours, or just with family that you see all the time. And I think somebody coming in a little bit different and having a different conversation, and I think it's just, and he's just brilliant in himself. He goes about bold as brass, right in, makes everyone laugh. He's just brilliant.
Over the years when I've been in here, I've seen loads of stuff, but the best thing is seeing a child in their family that you've had in as a long-stay patient due to whatever ailment it might be, going home and actually leaving the hospital.
The thank you card from a patient. She's gone home now, but I think this sums up DJ Wheels in a nutshell. You know, we talk about the impact that our ward volunteers have. That's the linchpin of everything we do, is ward visiting. That's what we're here for. And this is a lovely little ditty. So, DJ Wheels, I will be back to volunteer and finish the race we started. Thank you so much for letting me join in with your radio show. You truly made me stay amazing. Love, Drea. P.S. I'm making a donation. I mean, says it all, doesn't it?
So yeah, when we found out about the nomination process, our volunteer coordinator sent it round to the whole volunteer group, and I immediately I was like, we need to nominate Stephan for that award. I couldn't think of anybody more deserving of that accolade. We're all fantastic volunteers here at Edinburgh, but Stephan really does show up. He's always going to be here on a Monday and a Wednesday night.
I was over the moon, even though I didn't show it on the Zoom camera. I was really over the moon, and I was like, wow, I've just actually won something for the hard work I do with this charity. So I was like, oh my God, it's nice to be recognised. It's nice to be nominated, even thought of for a nomination.
I mean, I think to perfectly sum up the impact that Stephan has on the wards, even just out there tonight, he knew all the kids' names. And he knew, we were talking to a nurse and he was like, oh, is that so-and-so's dad? I know them, I'm going to pop in and say hi. So it's not even just an impact with the kids, it's an impact with the families. And they all know him, they all speak to him. The nurses know him by his first name. He actually has a real presence out here on the wards, and you can tell that people are really excited to see him. And you know, that's not just isolated for this evening, that's every single night out and out in the wards with Stephan. He makes a point of remembering each child's name and each child's family, so every time he goes in he knows exactly what he's going to talk about to them. He asks them questions and actually builds more of a connection with the children and families rather than just going round and handing out colouring in sheets.
Oh, DJ Wheels is here, DJ Wheels is here, and my box here would get absolutely ransacked, everything would get taken out of the box, we'd play games. That's excellent, and that's what it's all about, making the experience for the children that little bit happier. We're not worried about getting jagged or bloods taken, or they don't see us as the bad people. We go in and we say we're the fun people, because we are.